In recent years, a quiet revolution has been unfolding in grocery store aisles and kitchen refrigerators across the globe, one that's shifting the very foundation of what people consider milk. Long dominated by the creamy white liquid drawn from cows, the concept of milk is being redefined by a surge in plant-based alternatives, with almond milk emerging as a frontrunner in this transformation. What began as a niche product for vegans and the lactose intolerant has now become a mainstream staple, embraced by millions seeking healthier, more sustainable, or ethically aligned choices. But as almond milk pours into coffee, cereal, and smoothies with increasing frequency, a deeper conversation has begun to stir, not just about taste or convenience, but about the real cost of this seemingly innocent beverage. At first glance, almond milk appears to be a near-perfect modern drink. It's light, naturally dairy-free, and often enriched with nutrients like calcium and vitamin D, making it a go-to substitute for traditional milk. It's celebrated for being low in calories, especially in its unsweetened form, and praised for its heart-healthy fats. Unlike cow's milk, it doesn't involve animal farming, making it a favorite among environmentally conscious consumers. Yet beneath this glossy surface lies a more complex narrative, one that touches on health, sustainability, and the unintended consequences of industrial food production. The journey of almond milk from nut to carton is far more intricate than most realize. It starts in orchards, primarily in California, where almond trees stretch across vast swaths of farmland. These trees thrive in warm, dry climates, but they demand an extraordinary amount of water, about a gallon per almond, according to some estimates. In a state frequently gripped by drought, this has raised serious concerns about resource allocation. While the beverage itself is mostly water, the production process behind it is anything but light on environmental impact. The irrigation demands of almond farming have led to debates over whether the popularity of almond milk is sustainable in the long run, especially as climate change intensifies water scarcity in key growing regions. But the environmental footprint is only one piece of the puzzle. As almond milk has become a mass-market product, it has also become increasingly processed. What many don't realize is that commercial almond milk contains very few actual almonds, often as little as 2%. The rest is water, along with a cocktail of additives designed to improve texture, shelf life, and flavor. Among these is a controversial ingredient known as carrageenan, derived from red seaweed and used as a stabilizer to prevent separation. While regulatory agencies classify it as safe in small amounts, a growing body of research suggests that in higher concentrations, it may trigger inflammation in the digestive tract. Some studies have linked it to gastrointestinal discomfort, including bloating, nausea, and even changes in gut microbiota, raising questions about the long-term effects of daily consumption. This has led to a quiet but growing movement among health-conscious consumers to seek out carrageenan-free versions or to make their own almond milk at home. The homemade route eliminates additives and allows for full control over ingredients, but it's not without its drawbacks: shorter shelf life, inconsistent texture, and the labor involved. Still, for many, the trade-off is worth it. The desire for purity in food has never been stronger, and almond milk has become a symbol of that broader cultural shift toward transparency and minimal processing. Another major concern lies in the nutritional gap between almonds and almond milk. Whole almonds are rich in protein, healthy fats, fiber, and essential vitamins. But when blended and strained to create milk, most of the solid matter, including much of the protein and fiber, is removed. The result is a beverage that, while low in calories, offers very little in terms of satiety or muscle-supporting nutrients. A single serving contains just 1 gram of protein, compared to 8 in cow's milk. For those who rely on almond milk as a primary milk substitute without adjusting their overall diet, this can lead to a shortfall in essential nutrients, particularly if they're not consuming enough protein from other sources. This is especially critical for growing children, athletes, or individuals with higher protein needs. This brings into sharp focus the issue of using almond milk as a replacement for infant formula. Despite its name and milky appearance, almond milk is not suitable for babies under 1 year of age. It lacks the balanced profile of fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and micronutrients necessary for early development. In fact, substituting breast milk or formula with almond milk can lead to malnutrition, developmental delays, and even serious health complications. Some studies have also indicated that compounds in almond milk may interfere with the absorption of iron, a vital mineral for cognitive development in infants. Pediatric experts consistently emphasize that no plant-based milk should be given to infants as a primary drink during their first year. For older children and adults, the story is more nuanced. Unsweetened, fortified almond milk can be a healthy addition to a balanced diet, particularly for those managing weight, cholesterol, or blood sugar levels. Its richness in vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant, helps protect cells from oxidative damage, potentially reducing the risk of chronic diseases and supporting skin and eye health. The monounsaturated fats it contains are linked to improved cardiovascular outcomes, including lower LDL cholesterol and reduced risk of heart attack and stroke. When fortified with calcium and vitamin D, it can even surpass cow's milk in supporting bone density, making it a valuable option for those at risk of osteoporosis. Yet the benefits can be quickly undermined by the sweetened varieties that dominate supermarket shelves. Flavored and vanilla almond milks often contain as much sugar as a dessert drink, with some brands packing up to 7 grams of added sugar per serving. Consumed regularly, these versions contribute to the same health risks associated with high sugar intake, insulin resistance, weight gain, fatty liver disease, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. For individuals managing metabolic conditions, choosing the wrong type of almond milk could inadvertently sabotage their health goals. This underscores the importance of reading labels and understanding that plant-based does not automatically mean healthy. The rise of almond milk also reflects broader societal changes in how people view food. It's no longer just about sustenance, it's about identity, ethics, and environmental responsibility. Many choose almond milk not because of its nutritional superiority, but because it aligns with a lifestyle that values animal welfare, sustainability, and personal health. However, this alignment is not without contradiction. While almond milk avoids the ethical concerns of dairy farming, such as calf separation and methane emissions, it introduces new ecological dilemmas. The water footprint of almond farming, the use of pesticides, and the transportation of products across continents all contribute to its environmental cost. Some critics argue that the sustainability claims of almond milk are overstated, especially when compared to other plant-based alternatives like oat or soy milk, which require significantly less water and have lower carbon footprints. Moreover, the global demand for almonds has led to monoculture farming practices that threaten biodiversity. Vast almond orchards leave little room for other crops or native species, and the reliance on honeybee pollination has placed additional strain on already declining bee populations. Commercial beekeepers transport hives across the country to meet pollination demands, a practice that stresses the insects and increases their vulnerability to disease. In this way, the popularity of almond milk is entangled in a web of ecological interdependence, where one choice ripples through entire ecosystems. Despite these complexities, almond milk shows no signs of fading from the spotlight. Its appeal lies not just in its function as a milk substitute, but in what it represents: a break from tradition, a step toward innovation, and a reflection of evolving values. It has become a canvas for experimentation, showing up in barista blends, chocolate-flavored drinks, and even ready-to-drink coffee beverages. Food scientists continue to refine its texture and flavor, striving to make it creamier, more stable, and nutritionally enhanced. Some brands are now fortifying almond milk with omega-3s, pea protein, or even probiotics, attempting to close the nutritional gap while maintaining its clean label appeal. The future of almond milk may also depend on advances in agricultural technology. Researchers are exploring drought-resistant almond varieties, more efficient irrigation systems, and regenerative farming practices that could reduce the environmental toll. Meanwhile, consumers are becoming more discerning, demanding not just better ingredients but greater transparency about sourcing, labor practices, and environmental impact. This growing awareness is pushing companies to adopt more responsible practices or risk losing market share to smaller, mission-driven brands. In homes around the world, the decision to pour almond milk into a bowl of cereal or a morning cup of tea is often made without much thought. But that simple act is part of a much larger story, one that spans continents, involves complex supply chains, and intersects with issues of health, ethics, and planetary boundaries. It's a reminder that every food choice carries consequences, some visible, others hidden in the fine print of a nutrition label or the unseen strain on a distant aquifer. As the plant-based movement continues to grow, almond milk will likely remain a key player, but its dominance may be challenged by newer alternatives that promise better nutrition and lower environmental impact. Oat milk, for instance, has surged in popularity due to its creamy texture and lower water footprint. Soy milk remains one of the most nutritionally complete options, with protein levels comparable to dairy. Coconut, rice, and hemp milks each bring their own profiles and trade-offs. The market is diversifying, giving consumers more power, and more responsibility, to choose wisely. Ultimately, the story of almond milk is not just about a beverage. It's about how modern society negotiates the tension between convenience and consequence, between personal health and planetary well-being. It's a mirror held up to our values, showing both our progress and our blind spots. It invites us to ask deeper questions. What do we mean by milk? What do we want from our food? And how do we balance individual choice with collective responsibility? In a world where food is increasingly scrutinized for its impact on body and earth, almond milk stands as both a triumph and a cautionary tale. It has opened doors for millions to enjoy a dairy-free lifestyle, introduced new conversations about nutrition and sustainability, and challenged long-standing assumptions about what belongs in a glass. But it has also revealed the pitfalls of oversimplification, the danger of assuming that plant-based automatically means better, or that a product labeled natural is free from compromise. As consumers, the power lies in awareness. Choosing almond milk can be a healthy, ethical decision, but only if done thoughtfully. Opting for unsweetened, additive-free, and sustainably sourced versions makes a difference. Pairing it with a diet rich in whole foods ensures that nutritional needs are met. Recognizing its limitations, especially for vulnerable populations like infants, prevents harm. And staying informed about its environmental impact encourages more responsible consumption. The next time a carton of almond milk is pulled from the refrigerator, it's worth pausing for a moment to consider everything that went into it, not just almonds and water, but choices, trade-offs, and consequences stretching far beyond the kitchen. In that pause lies the potential for a more mindful, more informed way of eating, one that honors both personal health and the health of the planet. And in a world where every drop counts, that mindfulness may be the most important ingredient of all. If you made it this far, chances are you're rethinking what you pour into your morning cereal or coffee. Almond milk may seem like a simple switch, but as we've seen, it's anything but basic. From hidden additives to environmental trade-offs and surprising nutritional gaps, the truth behind this popular drink is far more complex than the label lets on. So before you reach for that carton, ask yourself, are you drinking what you think you are? If this opened your eyes, even just a little, we'd love for you to hit that like button, subscribe, and join the conversation. Drop a comment below. Do you drink almond milk? What made you start, or stop? And don't forget to share this with someone who's all in on plant-based milk. Knowledge is power, and every sip counts. Thanks for watching.